The carved wooden door of the traditional Chinese medicine shop creaked softly in the night breeze. Ling Sheng's hand, holding a pair of tweezers, suddenly froze. Inside the glass jar, the pair of red cloth shoes was oozing blood. Dark red liquid seeping along the golden embroidered edges, the stitched peony petals glimmering eerily under the moonlight. 3 days ago, this mysterious package had arrived at the shop anonymously. Inside were the red shoes and an aged pawn ticket, its paper yellowed with time. The ink marks, though blurred, still faintly revealed the words. Winter 1936, Su Fengxian. A flash of memory struck Ling Sheng's mind. His father's dying words, saying that something precious was buried with this pawn ticket. A cold sweat crept down the back of his neck. Suddenly, a loud ringing sound exploded through the empty shop without warning. Ling Sheng spun around sharply. A streak of crimson drifted past the medicine cabinets, the hem of a red dress brushing the air. On the rosewood counter, the red cloth shoes now sat perfectly upright, their toes slightly raised, as if someone had just taken them off moments ago. "Who's there?" His voice hit the cold brick walls and echoed faintly back. A gust of wind slipped through the crack under the door, carrying burnt spirit money that scattered across the floor. The red shoes began to move on their own, their golden-stitched peonies twisting like restless souls. Ling Sheng grabbed the medicine pestle and backed away. The pestle struck the porcelain bowl of cinnabar, splattering dark red liquid onto the blue brick floor. Instantly, a sweet metallic mist rose into the air. Within it, countless bloody footprints appeared, bare feet walking across the floor, leading straight toward the back building. Ling Sheng pulled out his phone, turned on the flashlight, and followed the trail. When the beam swept across the broken carved window of the back house, his blood ran cold. On a faded wooden altar, rows of red cloth shoes were neatly arranged, and inside each one was a piece of yellowed paper. In the very center of the room, the pair with gold-threaded peonies trembled slightly. Words appeared on the paper inside, written neatly and clearly. At 12:45, the one who wears the shoes shall return. Suddenly, the gong bead beneath the old opera stage cracked open, with a sharp click, revealing a bottomless black hole. A rotting stench filled the air. As a cold wind howled through the building, and in the narrow beam of the flashlight, countless pale, bloodless hands began reaching up from the ground. It was only the beginning. One after another, they rushed to tell me. Hong Xing pulled out his gun, and I stumbled backward, bumping into a warm body behind me. Hastily, I slipped my shoes back on. A chilling wind like a needle pierced my eardrums, and my face went rigid. Moonlight streamed through the broken roof, revealing a woman in a white cheongsam standing at the center of the old stage. Her bronze mask reflected 2 eerie beams of light across her pale face. Zhu Chengqing stood up, spitting half a mouthful of blood. The moment the masked woman raised her hand, 7 pairs of red embroidered shoes flew into the air at once, their bells jingling eerily. On the soles of each shoe were stitched names and birth dates. The last pair clearly showed his exact birth time. Suddenly, the stage floor turned into a boiling pool of blood. Amid countless wailing spirits, the woman stepped onto the red shoes and began to dance gracefully. "They forced me to dance in these shoes for 7 days and 7 nights, she said coldly, her fingers brushing across a golden peony pattern. Black blood seeped out from beneath her nails. "Now it's your turn, my groom." Lin Sheng reached for the copper bell at the edge of the stage. His grandfather once told him that the spirits of dead performers feared the sound of bells the most, but when he rang it, the bell transformed into a human finger. The woman let out a piercing laugh and lunged at him. Lin Sheng rolled off the stage, hitting his head hard against a bluestone slab. The taste of blood filled his mouth as the entire theater began to shake violently. Scarlet silk ribbons hanging from the beams turned into countless ghostly arms, dragging him into a dark pit beneath the floor. In the final moment before losing consciousness, Lin Sheng saw beneath the cracked tiles a pile of white bones, each ankle tied with faded red cords, and at every knot, a rust-free copper bell still faintly chiming in the dark.